Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We are going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to focus on the angles of some shapes. So, to start today, real nice, we're going to talk about complementary and supplementary angles. Okay? So, complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. All right, so if I had two angles and I make a right angle, something maybe like this. Angle 1 and angle 2 in here. If it has that little square, that's how we know it's 90 degrees, right? So angle 1 and angle 2 are called complementary angles. So they're going to come together to form this right angle. Likewise, supplementary angles same idea, but they add up to 180 degrees. So 180 degrees is a straight angle. It's like a straight line straight across like this. And then maybe we have something like that. And this is angle 1, and this is angle 2. And in that case, we would say that angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary angles. All right, they are going to make a straight line. So, a couple things here. This box is really important. That's how people tell us things that are 90 degrees. Likewise, over here, every time I see a straight line, I know straight lines are always 180 degrees. Those are just some facts that you should know that you might not know or something like that, but that's okay. You should know them now, right? Because we literally just talked about it. Yeah, good. So, complementary, supplementary. So there's some things that we can do now that we know what those definitions are. Mainly, let's say I said something like angle 1 is 38 degrees. What's angle 2? If angle 1 and 2 are complementary. And usually I will just write comp and I'll write sup just to make that a little bit easier for you guys and for me, I guess, to write. But if they're complementary, they're going to add up to 90 degrees. If they're supplementary, they add up to 180. A really good way to remember that is go alphabetically. Complementary comes first, 90 is smaller than 180. Supplementary comes second, that kind of thing. So, obviously, we just look at what they add up to, 90. We subtract the 38, and we can get that angle 2 is 52 degrees. That's pretty easy, right? So if they tell you just straight out, like, hey, this one's supplementary, this one's complementary, we know we can add something to it to get all the way to 180 or to 90. But let's throw a little monkey wrench into that, shall we? Let's do the same thing, but now here's a picture. And let's say that angle 1 is 5x plus 17, and angle 2 is 3x plus 3. Right? So now we're going to throw some variables in there. And we're going to talk a little bit about, well, what can we do here? Well, we know there's a relationship between angle 1 and angle 2. Right? Those two are supplementary because they made this straight line. So if they give me the picture, they don't have to specifically tell me that. I can just kind of see that from looking at the straight line. So I know that if I added angle 1 and angle 2 together, they're going to add up to 180. So that's what I'm going to do. Angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180 degrees. Once we have the equation set up, it's pretty easy, right? Because from there, we're just going to kind of go through the motion, solve some equation stuff. So I definitely have some like terms. 5x and 3x gives me 8x. 17 and 3 are like terms. That's going to be 20. 180's on this side. And that's just a little two-stepper, right? Subtract 20. 8x equals 160. And then divide by 8. And we find out that, excuse me, x equals 20. So then there's two things they can ask you here. They could just say solve for x, or they could say how big is each angle. So if I want to know how big each angle is, I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to plug 20 in where I see x. All right. So 5 times 20 is 100 plus 17. Angle 1 is 117 degrees. Over here, 3 times 20 is 60 plus 3. So angle 2 is 63 degrees. That's kind of going to be the steps always. Just make sure you're careful if it's equal to 180 or if it's equal to 90. Look at your picture if they give you a picture, which a lot of them on your homework are pictures. Or just be careful which word you're looking at, right? Is it complementary? Is it supplementary? Just be careful there. All right, cool. We're going to use this idea of complementary, mostly of supplementary, to be honest, when we talk about some angle relationships. Next week, we are map testing on Monday and Tuesday, so there will be no assignments for you guys because that's what we're doing in class. Hopefully you guys signed up to take your maps, and that'll kind of be your free time then because it'll make up for whenever you guys got to take it. But that will be Monday, Tuesday, no assignments. All right? You guys have a great weekend.